Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody, and we got some brand new news for Classic Plus as well as a SoD Fresh. Now, I want to be abundantly clear that this is a very, very speculative leak from no official source. It is, I believe it was posted on 4chan originally, and people have just sort of ran with it, talked about it, and gone into it, and I was busy covering the whole old raid gold situation over on MOP, so I'm a little late to the party for this, but I also have some additional news to talk about. So without further ado, we're going to dive right into this post. I'm going to give you all the awesome thoughts on it, so I'll see you then. Whoop. So here is the post, and the obvious very first one is Miss Pandaria Classic. There will be no WoD Classic. MOP will be permanent era servers with the ability to transfer to retail after 12.1 drops. Honestly, this just logically makes the most sense. I have said this many times in my prediction for where Classic Plus is going. We haven't heard anything about WoD in any era. I honestly think that Legion, they would just skip straight to Legion before they would do WoD at this point, because we're getting Legion Remix, and we got MOP Remix before we went to MOP. So that would be my guess if we're going anywhere other than this, but this makes the most logical sense to me. Transferring to retail comes with a few stipulations with the collection log, but I genuinely believe the collection log should be merged between Classic and MOP. It's not like anything we got, like, we still had to do everything that people had to do back in the day. Maybe put a little Classic stamp or asterisk next to it, whatever you gotta do to distinguish the OG one, or make like an OG one way cooler than the normal ones, whatever it is. I personally don't really care, but I definitely think that 6 years of playing the game shouldn't just go to waste. Now, this is really interesting. TBC soon, obviously, will go to Watlake before becoming permanent Watlake. That's the only question mark that I've been on the fence about. I don't actually know if they would do Watlake, because the timeline for Classic Plus lines up when a Watlake release would be as well. So I just don't know. But anyway, that's what they say is going to happen. Then now this is really interesting. TBC Hardcore will be a part of the Anniversary Realms, will progress to Wrath. You cannot transfer from Doomhell to the server. Doomhell will join Classic Era. So TBC Hardcore is something people are talking about and really want, but TBC Hardcore is like, I don't know, like, it's, TBC is brutal, right? Like, mobs, literally heroic dungeon mobs, just one-shot you randomly, and it's RNG mechanics too. So, like, TBC is where we actually got mechanics that kill you and there's nothing you can do. Like, I can't imagine heroic raiding Sunwell Plateau. One person messes up Twin Beam, or the twin, like, I think it's Conflag, and your whole raid's just gone. So, Sunwell hardcore raiding would be a little intense, and I think it'd make a lot of people sad, but, you know, it'd be a fun challenge just to get to 70 in TBC, because some of those open world mobs and quests are pretty brutal as well. So, would be awesome, you know, just running around in Hellfire and you get stomped by a Fell Reaver. That'd be pretty cool. Then we have Lightning Season of Discovery. So this is why I put a potential SoD Fresh in the title here, and that is new SoD Fresh servers, including a hardcore version. So that, I would love hardcore Season of Discovery. I think it'd be really, really fun. I've shared my expression, if we get Fresh, you know, we need something to spice it up. We can't just go again exactly how it would be. And then leading up to the release of Infinite Classic, which is essentially their Classic Plus, much faster release schedule, easier rune unlocking. I don't see, like, that was the biggest debate on SoD Fresh, is do we put the Rune Broker in the game or not? I mean, like, I legitimately, as you know from, if you followed the channel, I legitimately did every single class and got all 12 runes, and I was working on doing a Paladin on the Alliance, which I had no hope and didn't play the game at all for, in order to give that a whirl and try. So, like, I am all for this. I think it'd be really fun, and there are a few, like, stipulations. I honestly don't want the Rune Broker in, because people go out there and get the runes and stuff, but I just don't know where people fall on the quality of life. I personally would probably go Alliance Paladin and play the other faction and play the hero class, and I really love the Paladin storyline. As you saw, I did the whole thing on the PTR just to cover it, so it was really cool in that regards. But yeah, a fresh SoD, I think, leading up into Classic Plus would be phenomenal. So they're calling Classic Plus Infinite Classic. named such as be an alternate timeline influenced by the Infinite Dragonflight, and since it's also a fully realized Classic Plus with new alternate content. So this allows them, I actually like this, like they're going with the whole remix. We just go there, change anything you want, mess anything up, do anything you want, and have fun. Then there's an ESO-style season pass. You need to pay a flat fee on top of the subscription to access any content added that year. If the content is over a year old, it's just part of the normal sub-fee access. So that is... I don't like that, but I know it has to be monetized if it's going to be amazing. So if they're not going to put in transmog cosmetics and all the other stuff that people, kind of hate, that's... something I can live with that if it gives me Classic Plus. There is no WoW token for its launch. That is awesome. We really enjoy that. The Blood Elf race are neutral like Pandarans are in retail, and they have a starting zone Synthalos that splits at level 5 between factions, with Kael'thas forces joining the Horde and a resistance group returning to the Alliance since they refuse to side with them. So that is really, really cool. Then there is a 3-size classic Outland zones, completely alternative Outland, 1 to 10 Blood Elf starting zone, 10 to 20 neutral leveling zone, and a max level part full of elite mobs. Uldum, Ruins of Quel'Thalas, and a new Drakenoid themed zone also at launch. 3 new dungeons at launch. Then this is probably the most surprising one, is a new Spellblade class. Male wearer starts with leather, tank, healer, and DPS specs. So a trifecta. Blood Elves, Night Elves, Humans, and Undead. Only the first of many new classes coming. Warglaives for warriors, Spellblades for hunters, rogues, and priests. That's a bit weird, but it is what it is. The announcements at BlizzCon 2026 and release 2027, and there's also a hardcore version. So the most what's funny is that all of these versions essentially get a hardcore version added to them, which is awesome. I think everyone should play the game as solo self-found hardcore, add on rules, and just meet that challenge. I think it is a really fun challenge that anyone should do when they're playing World of Warcraft. So I'm all for hardcore being implemented in any of these. I like it. It's not exactly what I thought they would do. The Blood Elves being neutral, I think, is a really good thing. They say no. Blood Elves can't be shamans, but they could be paladins, so no say on that. Adding the new classes could be really good. I just don't know how many new classes you can add, but a Spellblade would be a cool one for sure. Spellblades for hunters, I misread that line. It's Warglaives for warriors, the Spellblade class, hunters, rogues, and priests. Priests having Warglaives is a bit odd to me. I don't really, I don't know. When anyone says Warglaives, I just think of Illidan and the Twin Blades. So Seek Priests with Warglaives would be a bit odd, but they're in retail. Demon Hunters, I think they're only Demon Hunter right now, so it is what it is. Originally, Illidan's are swords, so that's why my monk has them on mop, but it's still pretty freaking cool either way. But that is the post. And now I will have a little bit of bonus detail that was done late last night. And we have our friend Algalon the Observer, who we were right about the Throne of Thunder patch, and he's usually pretty right with new things changing. But the 1.6 build changed and got updated. So this tells us that it's being actively developed, and it isn't just a one-off for takes something to work on it and then put it back in the game. This is them actually changing more than one things from it. So the more we see of 1.6, the more I start to believe it might be Infinite Classic, Classic Plus, whatever the heck you want to call it. This is a really, really good sign, in my opinion. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think it's real? Do you like any parts of it? Do you dislike any parts of it? Just tell me how you're feeling about all this. I would love Lightning SoD right now. There's been a hole in my heart since SoD died, and Mop is not filling that hole. So I would have a lot of fun doing that, doing alliance, doing the other faction, and then maybe going into Infinite Classic would be pretty dope. So anyway, I truly hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll see you later. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey you. Yes, you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.